What's up, everybody? This is Bills. That's ACG. We are the Skybox. Today, we're coming to you with Box Tops, where we take a look at the top, whether it's a top 5 list, whether it's just kind of a top, selection that we chose. This week, we're going to look at the NBA's pound for pound best player. ACG, what do you have? What are you thinking of for this pound for pound best player?
If I had to go with one player, that's tough. I think I'm going to go with LeBron still. Yeah, I think LeBron's still the best player in the world. I think a case could be made for KD. So I think you can kind of switch them if you want to do 1A, 1B.
Yeah.
But I think it's definitely either LeBron or KD.
All right. I'll say, how about this? Take a look at it from a different lens, a different view. If you were looking at the history behind them too, so looking at the strength of their entire career, would you still have LeBron in that spot?
Or you mean, or KD?
Or yeah, would you still have that selection?
I would definitely have LeBron ahead by a lot then. If that was the case, yeah.
Now, how about there, if you were to switch it and say, not looking at the career, just looking at this season by itself?
I'd still go with LeBron only because KD's missed a lot of games because of his hamstring.
Oh, okay. So for you, either way, it's LeBron or KD, and pretty much probably LeBron.
Yeah. I think if KD was healthy, though, because KD was averaging 30 on like 20-something shots, like really efficient.
Yeah.
So if he was healthy, I think I might go with KD. But since he missed a few games, I'm going to go with LeBron. Plus the leadership aspect.
Yeah.
I think if AD on that LeBron team and AD's out, I think the team does more poorly than run by a LeBron without AD. So I'm going with leadership as well.
I think, to me, that's one of the things that KD he was always like the guy in the background. Like, he'll come in, he'll get buckets, and like he's going to lead by example, but he's not going to be that floor general, the person like, barking out orders as much. And like, I mean, I just remember getting so frustrated watching him in Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
Where Westbrook just basically did whatever the hell he wanted.
Yeah.
And then he would just come in and save the day. So it's like, all right. So for my pound for pound best player, I got 2. So looking at it kind of in that first filter, looking at the sum of the entire career, I'm going LeBron. I think because of the fact that he took that early Cleveland Cavs team, even though they got shut out in the playoffs, like he still took that team at a very young age.
Yeah.
I feel like even from the beginning, he was the leader, the de facto leader of the Cavs. Like he just jumped into that role. And he was playing with people who were, very much a senior, and he just kind of took over, and then ended up a few short years leading them. I know there's a lot. Actually, I was just in a Facebook group where there was like every day there was like LeBron hate, LeBron like constantly. I know it's not a popular decision because of the fact that he moved around. But I mean, to me, it's the tough thing about it. He called his own shots. And I think that's probably another way that he's iconic, because he said, "Yo, I'm going to go to Miami." He was the first person to like click up with the super team with him and Bosh and Wade.
Yeah.
And I mean, the tough thing about it, a player being able to call a shot that a GM normally would, people are hating on it. But if the GMs got together and behind the scenes and said, "Oh, we're going to move him here, we're going to move them there," people wouldn't have that same type of hate and animosity.
Yeah.
So I think that's a super double standard. The fact that LeBron fired his agent and had like his boys like actually going in and studying, going to getting degrees, so that way they could then manage the thing. Like on a business side, that's another iconic move.
Yeah.
And the last one is just the fact that he's been in the finals for almost the last 10 years.
Yeah.
I think you got to look back to like Bill Russell in order to see somebody who's been around. Like Bill Russell won more, definitely. Yeah. But like LeBron was rolling for the 20 teams. So that's looking at the legacy to me. But I think if you're looking at just this year, I'm actually going to give it up to my man Joel Embiid.
Oh, okay.
I'm giving up to Joel Embiid because what he's doing as a big man, shooting a three, but then being a traditional center too.
Yeah.
Like doing the post work, like you don't see that anymore.
Oh no.
You get tons of 7-foot guys who will be kind of like a wing, like a big wing.
Yeah.
But like somebody who could actually go back to basket, you know, shimmy, doing spin move, like that's what I think growing up in the 90s and seeing Akeem Olajuwon, seeing Patrick Ewing, seeing David Robinson, seeing Shaq, seeing like all those dominant big men.
Yeah.
Even looking at people like Vlade Divac and Arvydas Sabonis, his son's not a chip off the old block at all.
No.
Wasn't his son was in the skills game? I'm like, come on, get out of here. But like seeing those guys, like they were like prominent big men who were gonna like wear down the other defense. So just being able to see somebody who somewhat resembles that, has flashes of that.
Yeah.
I think if Embiid focused on it, he would have the best chance of being like a true old school dominant center.
Yeah.
Wrecking things.
Yeah, I think so too. I think my only issue with that, well, I think he's been the best player this year, apart from LeBron. I would say if I had to pick a player, I think I would choose Giannis over Embiid, only because of he's more durable. It seems like because Embiid with his times, and Giannis has he's durable and he has that. I feel like he has that Kobe mentality that I'm always gonna attack. So I might, for right now, I might put him a little over Embiid, but I think if Embiid had the same will, killer as Giannis, and durable,
if his body didn't give out after 60 games, that's not to bring up the Heat again, but the Heat got really lucky when Giannis went down injury.
Yeah.
Never rooting for somebody to get injured, but I mean, hell, if there's a time, it's in this. But yeah, I think that's the toughest thing with Embiid was just the history of being injured so often, and like just really disappointing injuries because he would be turning the corner, he'd be trusting the process, and then he'd end up with some injury that sidelines him. So hopefully, I mean, so far this year has been a good one. Maybe that the weird time kind of from the bubble and the COVID, being out, maybe that helped to give him a little bit more rest. But
and he's in great shape now. Or he was a little heavier, and he's a big boy. When you put all that weight on that every night, I mean, bound to happen. So right now he looks like he's in the best shape physically that he's ever been. So I think he'll be pretty good to stay healthy.
Yeah. So, all right, everybody. Once again, this is the Box Tops. We kind of went over who the pound for pound bests are within the NBA. Don't forget to like and subscribe, so that way you could continue to receive the very tops of sports and entertainment. Until next time, I'm Bills. That's ACG. Peace.
Peace.